Hello and welcome to Listen and Learn English. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about a job interview. A job interview is a very important situation where you need to introduce yourself, talk about your experience, and explain why you are a good candidate for a position. This is a very useful topic because many people feel nervous during interviews, especially when they have to speak in English. Learning how to communicate clearly and confidently can help you make a great impression. In this lesson, you will hear a longer and more detailed conversation between Patrick and Emma. Patrick is a recruiter, and Emma is applying for a job. During their conversation, they will talk about Emma's experience, her skills, her strengths and weaknesses, and her motivation for applying for the position. You will also hear how the interviewer asks questions and how the candidate responds in a natural and professional way. Try to listen carefully to how they introduce themselves and start the conversation. Talk about work experience and skills. Answer common interview questions. Express confidence and motivation, and respond politely in a formal situation. You will hear useful phrases like, "Tell me about yourself," "I have experience in," "I'm interested in this position because I'm looking for an opportunity to grow." These are very common expressions that you can use in real job interviews. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Focus on the general meaning and try to notice how natural and professional the conversation sounds. You can also listen to this lesson more than once, because repetition will help you improve your listening and speaking skills.
Good morning. Thank you for coming in today. It's nice to meet you. Please have a seat and make yourself comfortable before we begin, and try to relax as much as possible so you can feel confident during the interview.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today and speak with you.
You're welcome, and I'm glad you could make it. To start, could you please introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your background, your experience, and what you have been doing professionally in the past few years?
Of course, my name is Emma, and I have been working in administrative and customer-focused roles for the past few years, where I developed strong communication and organizational skills.
That sounds very interesting, and it's great to hear that you already have experience in areas that are important for this role. So, can you tell me more about your previous job and what your main responsibilities were on a daily basis?
In my previous position, I was responsible for managing daily tasks, communicating with clients, and making sure that everything was organized and running smoothly.
That's great, and those are definitely valuable skills in any professional environment, especially in roles that require strong communication and organization. What would you say are your biggest strengths when it comes to your work and your overall approach to tasks?
I would say that one of my biggest strengths is my ability to stay organized, even in stressful situations, and I also consider myself a reliable and responsible person.
Those are very important qualities, especially in a fast-paced environment where things can change quickly and you need to adapt. And what about your weaknesses? Is there anything you are currently trying to improve or develop further?
Yes, I would say that sometimes I can be a bit of a perfectionist, but I've been working on improving my time management.
That's a very honest answer, and it's good to see that you are aware of it and actively trying to improve, because self-awareness is a key part of professional growth and long-term success.
Yes, I believe it's important to always learn and grow.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. So, what made you interested in this position and why did you decide to apply for this particular role in our company?
I'm interested in this position because I'm looking for an opportunity to grow professionally.
That's good to hear. And what kind of work environment do you usually prefer in terms of teamwork, communication, and collaboration with others on a daily basis?
I prefer an environment where communication is clear and teamwork is encouraged.
That makes sense, and teamwork is definitely important here in our company. How do you usually handle stressful situations or tight deadlines when you have multiple responsibilities at the same time?
When I'm under pressure, I try to stay calm and focus on prioritizing my tasks.
That's a very good approach, and it shows that you have experience dealing with challenging situations in a professional and calm way.
Yes, I've learned that staying calm is very important.
Do you enjoy working independently, or do you prefer working as part of a team where you can share ideas and collaborate with others?
I'm comfortable with both, but I especially enjoy working in a team.
That's great, and collaboration is definitely something we value here. Where do you see yourself in the next few years, and what kind of goals would you like to achieve professionally?
In the next few years, I would like to continue developing my skills.
That sounds like a good plan, and it's always important to have clear goals and a sense of direction. Do you have any questions for me about the role, the team, or the company?
Yes, I believe having goals helps me stay motivated.
Of course, I'd be happy to explain that in more detail because I think it's important for you to understand how we work and what you can expect if you join us.
Yes, I would like to know more about the team.
You're welcome, and thank you again for coming in today. It was great speaking with you, and I hope you felt comfortable during this conversation and had a positive experience.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Great job listening. In today's lesson, you learned how a job interview works and how to communicate in a professional situation in English. You heard how to introduce yourself, talk about your experience, describe your strengths and weaknesses, and explain why you are interested in a position. We also practice useful phrases like, tell me about yourself. I have experience in. I'm interested in this position because I'm looking for an opportunity to grow. These are very common expressions that you can use in real job interviews and professional conversations. Try to notice how the conversation was polite, clear, and structured, because that is very important in formal situations like interviews. Remember, you don't need to understand every word. The most important thing is to listen regularly and get used to natural and professional English. You can listen to this lesson again to improve your understanding and confidence. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.